One Piece was released back in 1999 and is based off of the manga of the same name, released priorly in 1997 by Eiichiro Oda, and follows the story of Monkey D. Luffy and his band of pirates, the Straw Hats, as they set out on the ocean to find the fabled One Piece treasure left behind by the original king of the pirates, Gold Roger. Guys, I'm really excited to finally talk about One Piece. This is a series that I've recently really gotten invested in, thanks in part to one of my friends that had been talking about this show with me, and if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have given this series a chance at all. This is a show that is very daunting if you're reading the manga or if you're watching the series, with there being over 1,000 chapters of the manga and almost 1,000 episodes of the series. It is very daunting, but this is a series that I have known about for a long time, back when I was a kid and it premiered on Toonami. However, I did not watch it at this time and am only now getting into the show, and I am so glad I did. Now, for the purposes of One Piece going forward, when I'm reviewing them, I am going to review it by saga because I want to be able to talk about an entire full-on arc in depth, or as much depth as I possibly can, and also to kind of mitigate some spoilery stuff as well, and also to get through as much of it as I possibly can. That way I'm not like really, focused in on all these tinier little arcs and looking more at the big picture. However, if there is a saga later down the line that is just so large, I may split it up to talk about it in a little bit of chunks. So anyway, I wanted to talk first about East Blue, which is our introduction to One Piece in the very first saga, lasting for around 60 some episodes. And this is more or less a introductory series, really focusing heavily on not really telling a through-line story that has a beginning, middle, and end, but more or less focusing on introducing each and every character, who they are, what they stand for, and how they can contribute to the group. And so we get introduced to our band of pirates, like Monkey D. Luffy, who is our main pirate, who is made of rubber and is hell-bent on being king of the pirates, like Gold Roger. We also get the swordsman Zoro, the cook Sanji, the navigator Nami, and Usopp, who more or less is just kind of there. And I absolutely love these characters, even when there are weak links in this group, such as Sanji and Usopp for me. I find the camaraderie between them so engaging. I love these characters to death. They're all so likable and fun, and when they bicker and laugh and argue, it's just so much fun, and they're so engaging to watch. I love each one of their stories, even though I'm not as compelled with certain ones, but they are so much fun together, and just one of the things that has kept me hooked on this series. I also love the animation, which is stellar. I mean, I don't think I've seen an anime series that hasn't had stunning animation before. The fluent animation, the beautiful backgrounds, the beautiful fight scenes, everything just looks so sharp and crisp, and it's just overall a lot of fun, and that is what One Piece is. It is zany, crazy fun. It is a fantasy story, a fantasy world like no other, and it's so unique in the rules that it establishes for this world, how this world operates. It's so interesting, and the world building is so unlike anything that I have ever really seen before. I love the idea of these things called devil fruit, which basically when you eat them, it grants you some sort of power. For Luffy in particular, he's basically made out of rubber now. He can stretch his limbs and all this different stuff. And there's other devil fruit throughout not only this saga, but the other sagas moving forward that are also different and unique. And it's an interesting way of bringing magic into this world in a really cool and interesting way. But as I said, a lot of this saga is mainly set up for our characters. A lot of the arcs throughout this saga are focusing on one particular character and how they can contribute to the group and how Luffy eventually gets them into the fold to join him. And they're really interesting stories with some great character moments throughout. And then we get to some larger things that are going on later on, particularly with Nami's character and the Arlong Park storyline, which is a huge chunk of this season, and it may actually be my least favorite. I mean, I know this is a huge arc, and, you know, One Piece fans really love this arc in particular, but I found the pacing in this to be rather slow. This is obviously a complaint that is in One Piece, as well as a lot of anime, that being pacing being pretty much an issue throughout sometimes. And Arlong Park really tested my patience by not really keeping me as invested as I wanted. However, I think that the East Blue Saga begins really strong and ends very strong. Logtown being my favorite arc of this saga, where we really have all our characters brought together and we get to see them just relax before the real heart of the show really begins and they set out on their journey. And this gives us some time to really reflect on our characters, give them some interesting new goals, and also develop them in some interesting ways. I really love this episode in particular when they're in Logtown. Luffy has come to Logtown because it's the place where Gold Roger was executed, and he wants to visit where he was executed. And he enters this bar, and this bartender tells him a lot about Gold Roger, and we get these really great flashbacks to Gold Roger's execution, and I found it extremely compelling and really great world building, and it was very emotional, and it was just really great. And there's this great climactic battle with Luffy when he's about to be executed where Gold Roger was executed, and there's this great moment that I won't really spoil here, but just Luffy is an amazing character, and he gets away with some of the craziest stuff, and it was just absolutely great. But I do love this saga so much. I think it is a great introduction to these characters, to this world. It does have its moments where it really slows down, but I think the characters and the world building and the zaniness and the humor, all of it really makes it compelling and makes you want to continue on and push forward. So anyway, guys, with all that said, I'm going to give East Blue Saga an 8 out of 10. Well, guys, I want to thank you for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I am excited to continue on with One Piece. Now, before this review, I had actually watched all of the Alabasta Saga as well, so look forward to a review for that coming soon. I'm currently watching the Sky Island Saga, so I'm going to be holding off on that review for some time until I can finally finish that saga and have a, say on it. But thank you guys once again, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and stay positive.